Good morning, students. Today we have lecture number 10. Lecture number 10, not lecture number 10. So next chapter, this is actually next chapter, electromagnetic induction is lecture number 9. Up to 9 it is completed. So we will say it as lecture number 1. Lecture number 1 on alternating current. On alternating current, that is we will start new chapter called alternating current. Okay, alternating current. Okay, okay, let us understand directly what is alternating current. An alternating current is a current whose magnitude changes continuously with time. An alternating current is a current whose magnitude changes continuously with time and direction reverses periodically. An alternating current is a current whose magnitude changes continuously with time and direction reverses periodically. Understood? A current whose magnitude changes continuously with time and the direction reverses periodically is called an alternating current. Whereas a direct current, a DC current, a direct current is one whose magnitude will remain same. So direct current flow with constant magnitude and in the same direction. The direction and magnitude of the direct current will remain same, whereas alternating current is one whose magnitude changes continuously with time and the direction reverses periodically. Understood? Okay. So in the previous chapter, that is electromagnetic induction, you have studied that when a coil is rotated, through a magnetic field, an alternating induced EMF is induced. An alternating EMF is induced. That is AC generator. You have studied AC generator in the electromagnetic induction theory of AC generator. It is when a coil is rotated through a magnetic field. When a coil is rotated through a magnetic field, an induced alternating EMF is produced. So that induced EMF is given by the formula E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is the expression for that induced alternating EMF. E is equal to E naught sin omega t. When this alternating EMF, alternating induced EMF is applied to a circuit having a resistance capital R. When this alternating EMF is applied to a circuit having a resistance capital R. So there is a circuit having a resistance capital R. Now we will apply the alternating source. That is, we will say this as the source of energy. That is, alternating EMF is applied. So the symbol for the battery, that is AC battery, the symbol for AC battery is like this. Remember that. The symbol for AC battery is like this, whereas the DC battery we show like this. This is the DC battery. DC battery will have positive, negative, and AC battery is shown like this, no positive, no negative. So not to show the positive, negative for the alternating. This is the circuit symbol of AC source. You can say this is the circuit symbol of AC source and this is the circuit symbol of DC source. Okay. So now when this alternating EMF is applied to a circuit having a resistance capital R, then an alternating current flows through the circuit. An alternating current flows through the circuit and it is given by, the alternating current is given by I is equal to E naught divided by R into sin omega t. E naught divided by R into sin omega t. It is I is equal to I naught sin omega t. I is equal to I naught sin omega t. So this is the expression for alternating current, where I is the value of alternating current, the value of alternating current at a time interval t second, at a time interval t second. So it is called instantaneous value of alternating current. Instantaneous value of alternating current, that is the value of the alternating current at a time interval t second. Whatever this value of small t changes, as the value of small t changes, the value of I will also change. So I is the value of alternating current at the time t second, and I naught is called peak value of alternating current, that is peak value or maximum value, peak value or maximum value of alternating current. Understood? Peak value of alternating current or maximum value of alternating current. What the idea? So an alternating current is one whose magnitude changes continuously with time and direction reverses periodically. Such a current is called alternating current. Okay. So now next some concept related to alternating current, that is amplitude. The maximum value attained by an alternating current in either direction. The maximum value attained by an alternating current in either direction is called amplitude of the alternating current. The maximum value attained by an alternating current in either direction is called amplitude of the alternating current, and it is denoted by I naught. It is denoted by I naught, or it is also called as peak value, peak value of current. Next, time period. The time taken by an alternating current to complete one cycle of its variation. The time taken by an alternating current to complete one cycle of its variation is called time period, or time taken by an alternating current to complete one cycle of variation is called time period. And time period is denoted by capital T. Time period is denoted by capital T, and time period of an alternating current is same as the time taken by the coil to rotate through to complete one rotation in the magnetic field. When a coil rotates in a magnetic field, an alternating EMF is induced. You have studied in the electromagnetic induction. So due to the change in orientation, of the coil, an EMF is induced. So there is a AC generator. So that is what? So the time taken by the coil to complete one rotation in the magnetic field, that time period is same as the time period of alternating current. Time period of alternating current is same as the time taken by the coil to complete one rotation in the magnetic field. Since the angular velocity of the coil was omega, we have taken that angular velocity of the omega as angular velocity of coil as omega. Then time period over a complete cycle is given by 2 pi divided by omega. T is equal to 2 pi divided by omega. 2 pi is the angular displacement over one complete cycle. Angular displacement over one complete rotation is 2 pi, 360 degree. Angular displacement over one complete rotation of the coil divided by angular velocity. Angular velocity of the coil was omega, so 2 pi divided by T. Understood? So time period of alternating current will be same as the time period of the coil, time taken by the coil to rotate through one complete cycle in the magnetic field. Understood? Okay. Next, frequency. The number of cycles completed per second, the number of cycles completed per second by an alternating current. The number of cycles completed per second by an alternating current is called frequency of an alternating current. The number of cycles completed per second, the number of cycles completed per second by an alternating current is called frequency of alternating current. And the frequency of alternating current will be same as the frequency of the coil in a uniform magnetic field. That is number of rotations completed per second. The number of rotations completed per second by the coil in a magnetic field, that is called as frequency of that coil, and the frequency of the coil will be same as the frequency of the alternating current, and the frequency of the alternating current is given by, frequency of alternating current is given by, so therefore it is given by 1 by T is equal to omega divided by 2 pi. You can write F is equal to 1 by T, that is equal to omega divided by 2 pi. Understood? So thus alternating current can also be written as, the alternating current, expression for alternating current can also be written as I is equal to I naught sine 2 pi f, sine 2 pi f t. So you can write like this, or I is equal to I naught sine 2 pi by t small t. So these all are the different formulas for alternating current. Similarly, this one also you can write. This is alternating EMF. This is alternating EMF. So alternating EMF can also be written as E is equal to E naught sine 2 pi f t. E is equal to E naught sine 2 pi by t into t. So these all are alternating EMF, and these all are alternating current. So different expressions by sinusoidal alternating current. And also this alternating current will also can be written in terms of cos function. It can also be written in terms of cos function, that is I is equal to I naught cos omega t is also possible. This is also possible. Understood? And E is equal to E naught cos omega t, that is alternating EMF. Understood? It's not sinusoidal. Okay. Understood? Okay. So now next, average value of alternating current over a one complete cycle. The average value or the mean value of alternating current over a one complete cycle will be 0. The average value or mean value of alternating current over one complete cycle is 0. It can be proved mathematically, so not required. So that's why we define average value or mean value over a half cycle. Average value or mean value over a half cycle. So that is we derive the relation between average value of current or mean value of current and peak value of current. We derive the relation between average value of alternating current to the peak value of alternating current. Understood? Okay. So now derive an expression for mean or average value of AC. Mean or average value of AC. First I will tell the definition. Mean or average value of AC. The mean or average value of alternating current. The mean or average value of alternating current is that value of steady current. Average value of alternating current is that value of steady current which sends the same amount of charge through a circuit in a same time as is sent by an alternating current through the same circuit over a half cycle. Listen to the definition carefully. Mean value of alternating current is that value of steady current. Mean value of alternating current is that value of steady current which sends the same amount of charge through a circuit in the same time as is sent by an alternating current through the same circuit over a half cycle. Understood? So that is the definition for mean or average value of alternating current. Understood? Okay. So now let us derive the expression. Derive the expression for mean value of alternating current, mean value of AC, or expression for relation between mean value of alternating current and peak value of alternating current. You can also call it as relation between mean value of alternating current or peak value of alternating current. Understood? Okay, once again I will repeat the definition. The mean value of alternating current is that value of steady current. Mean value of alternating current is that value of steady current which sends the same amount of charge through a circuit in the same time as is sent by an alternating current through the same circuit over a half cycle. Understood? Okay. So now the expression, the alternating current is given by I is equal to I naught sin omega t. The expression for alternating current is given by I is equal to I naught sin omega t. Let dq be the charge sent by an alternating current I, in a time interval in a small time dt. Let dq be the charge sent by an alternating current I in a small time dt. Then we can write dq is equal to I dt. That is dq is equal to I dt. That is I is nothing but I naught sin omega t dt. Understood? dq is equal to I dt, that is equal to I naught sin omega t dt. Then the charge sent by the alternating current over the half cycle, that is the charge sent by the alternating current in a first half cycle, the charge sent by an alternating current in the first half cycle, that is from where to where? From time interval t is equal to 0 second to time interval t is equal to t by 2 second. That is the total charge sent by the alternating current. The total charge sent by an alternating current in first half cycle, that is from t is equal to 0 second to t is equal to t by 2 second is given by, so that is q is equal to integration of dq from where to where? From 0 to t by 2 and dq, and we got dq, that is integration of I naught sin omega t dt. Integration of I naught sin omega t dt from 0 to t by 2. So that is I naught taken outside, integration of sin omega t dt from 0 to t by 2, and integration of sin omega t will be, so integration of sin omega t will be, so it is q is equal to, not I is equal to, q is equal to, that is the charge sent by the alternating current over the half cycle, charge sent by the alternating current over the half cycle. So q is equal to I naught as it is. Integration of sin omega t is minus cos omega t divided by omega, from limits from 0 to t by 2. So that is q is equal to I naught divided by omega, it is minus I naught divided by omega cos omega t from 0 to t by 2. Now substitute the value, that is we know that omega is equal to that is 2 pi by t, omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So minus I naught divided by omega is 2 pi by t. So cos omega t, that is cos 2 pi by t into t from 0 to t by 2, that is equal to minus I naught t divided by 2 pi, Now substitute the limits, first upper limit minus lower limit. So it is cos 2 pi by t into small t is replaced by capital T by 2 minus cos 2 pi by t into 0. So therefore, so on simplification you will get that is minus I naught t divided by 2 pi. So this will become 2 cancel and t will also cancel. So cos pi minus so 2 pi by t into 0. So that is cos of 0 degree, So that is So you will get minus I naught t divided by 2 pi into cos of pi. Cos of pi is minus 1. Cos pi is minus 1 and cos 0 degree is 1. Cos 0 degree is 1. So therefore minus 1 into minus 1 minus 2. Minus 1 into minus 1 minus 2. So therefore, shall I write here? I'll remove it. So you can write. So Q is equal to I naught t minus I naught t divided by 2 pi into minus 2. So 2 cancel and minus minus plus. So you can write I naught t divided by pi. That is Q is equal to I naught t divided by pi. Call this equation number 1. So this is the charge sent by the alternating current over the first half cycle. And let IAV be the average value of alternating current. Let IAV be the average value of alternating current over a positive half cycle. Let IAV be the average value or mean value of alternating current during a positive half cycle. Then charge sent by this current, this average current, the charge sent by this current is given by Q is equal to IAV into T by 2. IAV into T by 2. That is, let IAV be the IAVG. Some books they will write it as IAVG be the mean value of alternating current over a first half cycle. Mean value or average value of alternating current over the positive half cycle. Then charge sent by this mean value of alternating current over a time period T by 2. During first half cycle means time period is T by 2 is given by Q is equal to IAV into T by 2. Call this equation number 2. And according to the definition, so equation 1 is equal to equation 2. Equation 1 is equal to equation 2. Once again I will repeat the definition if you want. The mean value of alternating current is that value of steady current. Mean value of alternating current is that value of steady current which sends the same amount of charge in a same time as is sent by the alternating current over a half cycle through the same circuit. Understood? The mean value of alternating current is that value of steady current which sends the same amount of charge through a circuit as in a same time as is sent by an alternating current through the same circuit in a half cycle. Understood? So therefore equation 1 is same as equation 2. So you can write that is I naught t divided by pi is equal to IAV into T by 2. So now simplifying this you will get, so that is TT will get cancelled. TT will get cancelled. So you can write IAVG is equal to, so it is 2 divided by pi into I naught. IAVG is equal to 2 divided by pi into I naught. That is average value or mean value of AC is equal to 2 by pi into peak value or maximum value of AC. So this is the relation between average value of AC and maximum value of AC. This is the relation between peak value of AC and average value of AC. Understood? The average value of alternating current is equal to 2 by pi times the I naught. I naught is nothing but maximum value of alternating current, and maximum value of alternating current is also called as peak value. Understood? What the idea? Okay. Hope you understood this one. So now this same formula can also be written. That is, so on simplification 2 by pi, if you substitute the value of pi and simplify, then you will get IAVG is equal to 0.637 into I naught, 0.637 into I naught. So this is also relation. So thus you can write IAVG is equal to 63.7% of I naught, 63.7% of I naught. That is mean value of alternating current, mean value of AC over a half cycle. The average value of AC over a half cycle is equal to the 63.7% of maximum value, 63.7% of peak value. The average value of AC over a half cycle, the average value of AC over a half cycle is equal to the 63.7% of peak value. Understood? Or maximum value. Got the idea? So this is how you will write the average value. This is the value of average current. Okay. So now in the previously just now I told the average value of alternating current over a one complete cycle is 0. So how we can prove that one? Here only we can prove. That is, so here if you take the time period from 0 to t, if you take the time period instead of substituting, here only we have deduced, no, substitute the limits as 0 to capital T, instead of 0 to t by 2, take it as 0 to capital T. So then q will comes out to be 0, that is q is equal to, here only it is, I will write q is equal to I naught t divided by 2 pi. So cos 2 pi by t and upper limit is t by 2, instead of t by 2 take it as t. And lower limit is 0. Understood? So t cancel. So cos 2 pi minus cos of 0 degree, and cos 2 pi is plus 1, cos 2 pi is plus 1 and cos of 0 degree is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 into all these things will 0. So q is equal to 0, that is charge flowing is 0, that means the current is 0. The average value of alternating current over a half cycle, over a full cycle will be 0. Understood? If we take this limits as 0 to capital T, we will get it as 0. Understood? That's why we define the average value over a half cycle. To measure the alternating current, we use the average value over a half cycle. And average value of alternating current is equal to the 63.7% of maximum current in a half cycle. Okay. So this is average value of alternating current. Next, another value we use root mean square value of alternating current. Let us derive the expression for root mean square value of alternating current. Now let us study the root mean square value of AC. Root mean square value of AC. Root mean square value of AC or effective value of AC, effective value of alternating current. Okay. So root mean square value of AC, RMS value of AC is that steady current. RMS value of AC is that steady current which produces the same amount of heat through a conductor, which produces the same amount of heat in a conductor as is produced by the AC when passed through the same conductor for a time interval capital T, for a time interval capital T. Okay, once again I will repeat. Root mean square value of AC, root mean square value of AC is that value of steady current. Root mean square value of AC is that value of steady current which produces the same amount of heat in a conductor as is produced by the AC when passed through the same conductor for a time period of capital T, that is for a time period of full cycle, for a time period of full cycle. Understood? That is the RMS value of AC is equal to that value of steady current which produces the same amount of heat in a conductor as produced by the AC current when passed through the same conductor for a full cycle. Understood? Okay. So now let I is equal to I naught sin omega t is the instantaneous value of AC current, that is let a alternating current I is equal to I naught sin omega t is passed through a resistor R for a time interval dt, for a time interval dt. Let an alternating current I is equal to I naught sin omega t is passed through a resistor, is passed through a conductor of resistance capital R for a time interval dt. Then heat produced in that time interval is given by dH is equal to I square R dt. dH is equal to I square R dt. That is dH is equal to I naught square R sin square omega t dt, sin square omega t dt. So now the heat produced over a complete cycle, that is total heat produced in a full cycle. Total heat produced in a full cycle is given by H is equal to integration of dH from 0 to capital T, that is integration of I square R sin square omega t dt from 0 to capital T, So that is H is equal to I square R integration of sin square omega t dt from 0 to capital T. And this sin square omega t can be done as 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Sin square theta is equal to 1 cos 2 theta divided by 2. Okay. So that is 2 sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta. So that is the formula, trigonometric formula using that. So therefore you can write H is equal to I square in I naught square. So this is I naught square. No, this is I naught square. This is I naught square. So that is I square R dt. So I naught square R. Okay, I naught square. This is I naught square. Okay. So that is I naught square R. I naught square R integration of sin square omega t. Sin square omega t can be done as 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. That is 2 is taken common. So now integration of 1 minus cos 2 omega t. 1 minus cos 2 omega t with dt from 0 to t. So now integrate this one. So integrate this one. It is H is equal to, so it is equal to I naught square into R divided by 2 integration of dt. So that's you can write it as integration of dt from 0 to t. 1 into dt from 0 to t minus integration of cos 2 omega t from 0 to t. Okay. Now you can write I naught square into R divided by 2. Integration of dt is t. So 0 to t minus integration of cos 2 omega t. Integration of cos 2 omega t is sin 2 omega t divided by 2 omega. Sin 2 omega t divided by 2 omega from 0 to t. From 0 to t. So now substitute the values. I naught square R divided by 2. So substituting upper limit minus lower limit minus. So that is 1 by 2 omega. So now sin 2 omega into capital T minus sin 2 omega into 0. Sin 2 omega into 0. Right. Okay. So that is total bracket. Okay. So that is equal to I naught square R by 2 into t. T minus 0 t. So minus 1 by 2 omega. So this is sin 2 omega t. So this t can be done as 2 pi by omega. T can be done as 2 pi by omega. So omega cancel. So 2 into 2 pi sin 4 pi minus 2 omega into 0. So sin 0. So therefore you will get that is so I naught square into R divided by 2 into t minus, So 1 by 2 omega, 1 by 2 omega, sine of 4 pi value, that is sine of 4 pi value is same as sine of 0 degree. So sine of 4 pi value and sine of 0 degree will be same, that is 0, 0, 0 minus 0. So it will come so to be 0. So therefore it will come so to be, so H is equal to, I will write here. So H is equal to I naught square R by 2, I naught square RT divided by 2. Call this equation number 1. It is that all the things will become 0. So I naught square RT divided by 2. So let IRMS be the, let IRMS be the RMS value of AC current. Let IRMS be the RMS value of AC which flows through the conductor, of resistance capital R for time interval capital T. Let IRMS be the, RMS value of AC which flows through the conductor of resistance capital R for a time interval capital T. Then heat produced is, given by H is equal to IRMS square into RT, IRMS square into RT. Let IRMS be the RMS value of AC, which flows through the resistance capital R for a time interval capital T. Then heat produced by this IRMS is H is equal to IRMS square into RT. So from definition, according to definition, equation 1 must be equal to equation 2. Equation 1 and equation 2 must be same, that is heat produced is same. So therefore we can write the formula I naught square RT divided by 2 is equal to IRMS square into RT. So RT cancel. So you can write IRMS is equal to 1 by root 2 into I naught. IRMS is equal to 1 by root 2 into I naught. So this is the relation between RMS value and peak value. Peak value. So thus you can write RMS value of AC. RMS value of AC is equal to 1 by root 2 times I naught. 1 by root 2 times peak value. 1 by root 2 times peak value. So this is the expression for RMS value of AC. The RMS value of AC. So further, if you do the calculation, that is 1 by root 2, if we calculate, we will get this as IRMS is equal to 0.707 into I naught. 0.707 into I naught. Understood? Okay. So these are the current that we will be using while measuring the alternating current. So alternating current will be measured in terms of RMS value or in terms of average value. In terms of RMS value or in terms of average value, or just the RMS value of AC current is denoted by IRMS. IRMS or simply I also. If you write simply I also, that is also RMS value of AC. Understood? Okay. So now these things are not much more important, but it is there in the theory part. So that's why I derived. Okay. So but these things, that is derive an expression for RMS value of current and average value of current, they did not ask it in the exam, but it is there in the syllabus. That's why I thought I teach all these things. Okay. Next things we will study in the next concept, we will study in the next class.